Welcome to the Win Solutions Podcast, your trusted partner in warehouse management. Each episode, we explore cutting-edge strategies, industry best practices, and real-world success stories to help you streamline operations, optimize resources, and stay ahead in today's fast-paced logistics landscape. Our insights are designed to empower you to understand every decision's impact in your warehouse. Let's dive into this week's episode.
Hey everybody, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Today we're tackling warehouse efficiency.
Yeah.
And, this is something that I think a lot of our listeners, especially, warehouse managers, operations managers, warehouse supervisors at large e-commerce companies really struggle with. And we found this really interesting article by Aniket, an application programmer at W1 Solutions.
Okay.
And he's worked with a lot of warehouses, and he had some really interesting insights about how to improve efficiency.
Cool.
So let's jump in.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So, typically we all think about the, basic metrics, right? Picks per hour units, received, all that good stuff.
Right, the classic ones, yeah.
Right. And Aniket says those are meaningless.
Really?
Well, not meaningless, but he says they don't tell the whole story.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And so I was kind of intrigued by that. Like, okay, so what should we be looking at then?
Yeah, what's the secret sauce here?
Yeah, what's the secret sauce to really figuring out if your warehouse is efficient? And he says you need to look at labor costs and time utilization.
Okay, interesting.
So it's not just about, how many units you picked. It's how long did it take you to pick them and how much did that time cost in terms of labor?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You could have 100 units picked, but if it took twice as long as usual and ate into your labor budget, then it's not really efficient.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like looking at your bank account balance without looking at your spending.
Yeah, you might think you're doing well, but then bam, overdraft fees.
Oh,
yeah.
So he has some really interesting points about the things that we tend to overlook.
Okay, like what?
Well, one of the things he talked about was the disconnect between your labor management system and what's actually happening on the warehouse floor.
The classic data versus reality dilemma.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of our listeners are nodding their heads right now.
Yeah, they're like, yep, been there.
Yep.
And so he's really big on tracking things at a very granular level.
Okay.
Down to the individual level.
Oh, wow. Individual tasks.
Yeah, because that's where you really start to see where the bottlenecks are.
Interesting. So it's like those mystery charges on your credit card statement.
Yes.
They seem small, but they add up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So speaking of hidden costs, what about agency workers?
Oh, yeah. Temporary staff, a lifesaver, but they can also be a budget black hole.
Huge.
Right.
And he had this really interesting tactic for dealing with that, which is called casual reverse billing.
Casual reverse billing. What is that?
Yeah. So basically, instead of just getting a lump sum bill from the agency,
Right.
you get an itemized breakdown of exactly what you're paying for.
Okay.
So you see the hourly rate for each worker, the exact hours they worked on each task.
Wow.
Even things like travel time, if that's included.
That's really detailed.
It is.
So you're not just knowing how much you're spending,
Yeah.
you're understanding where that money is going.
Exactly.
That's really smart.
And then you can start to see patterns, Maybe you notice that certain tasks consistently take longer with agency workers.
Yeah.
Or that certain workers are more efficient than others.
And then you can use that information to negotiate better rates, optimize task assignments,
Exactly.
even make better decisions about when to use temp help versus your core team.
Exactly. It's all about turning data into actionable insights.
I love that.
Yeah. But, we're all busy running these massive warehouses.
Yeah, for sure.
So where do we even start with all this?
Yeah. Do we need a complete system overhaul?
Right.
Rip and replace everything?
Yeah. So he's actually all about making small strategic tweaks.
Okay, that's it.
That can have a big impact.
I like that.
And he says one of the most important things is fixing your time and attendance tracking.
Wait, really? Time tracking? I thought everyone already did that.
You would think so, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of warehouses only track start and end times for shifts.
Wow, okay.
They don't track what happens in between.
I see.
And Aniket says you need to capture every single activity, even the ones that seem insignificant.
Like what kind of things?
Like brakes cleaning, searching for misplaced items.
Oh.
All of it.
So you can't analyze what you don't measure.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
So by tracking every minute, you gain these valuable insights.
Yeah.
You might discover that A seemingly simple task, like retrieving items from a specific area, consistently takes longer than expected,
Okay.
which might indicate a layout issue or a bottleneck in that zone.
Interesting.
Or maybe you'll find that certain workers are consistently clocking out later than others despite having similar workloads.
I see.
And then that can lead to targeted solutions, right?
Right.
Maybe you reorganize your storage layout or implement a new picking strategy.
Yeah.
Or maybe you provide additional training to those workers who are struggling.
Makes sense.
It's all about using the data to pinpoint the problems and then take action.
Absolutely. And once you have that granular time data,
Yeah.
Aniket recommends setting up exception reports.
Exception reports. Okay, tell me more about those. What are those?
So they're like your early warning system for inefficiencies.
Okay.
So imagine you set a benchmark for how long it should take to pick an order.
Uh-huh.
An exception report will automatically flag any orders exceeding that time limit, allowing you to investigate immediately.
So instead of like sifting through mountains of data,
Right.
you get these alerts
Exactly.
for the things that matter.
You're being proactive, not just reacting.
I like it.
And the cool thing is they can be tailored to your specific needs.
Okay.
Maybe you want to track instances where workers are consistently exceeding their break times.
Right.
Or maybe you want to identify areas where mispicks are most common.
So it's not about finding any problem, it's about finding the right problems.
Exactly. But here's the catch. Those reports are only as good as the data they're based on.
Right.
Which brings us back to the importance of accurate time tracking.
It's all connected.
It is.
This is really good stuff. I'm already thinking about how we can apply this
Yeah, this is awesome.
in our own warehouse.
It is.
So this is really great, but he has even more to share.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, give me a teaser.
Especially when it comes to training your team and leveraging technology to boost efficiency.
Ooh, okay. I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear what he has to say about that.
All right, well, let's dive into that in our next segment.
Sounds good. All right, so you're telling me there's more to this whole efficiency thing?
Oh, yeah, we're just getting started.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me.
So before we even talk about all the fancy tech and stuff,
Okay.
Aniket makes this really important point.
Okay.
He says even the most cutting-edge system is useless if your team doesn't know how to use it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. It's like giving someone a Ferrari, but they only know how to ride a bicycle.
Exactly. You're not going to get very far.
You're not going to get the most out of it.
So how do we make sure our teams are ready to actually use all these tools and techniques
Right.
to improve efficiency?
Yeah. How do we get them up to speed?
Well, Aniket is a big believer in personalized training.
Okay, so no, like, one-size-fits-all lectures.
Yeah. No, he says for those who are directly using a new software or process, you gotta do hands-on one-on-one sessions.
Makes sense. You can't just hand someone a WMS system and say, good luck, figure it out.
Right.
You need that individual guidance,
Exactly.
especially in the beginning.
So it's about making sure they understand not just how to use the tool, but also like why it matters.
Like why it's important for their job.
Exactly. And for broader updates or general information.
Yeah.
He suggests broadcast sessions for larger groups.
Okay, so kind of like a warehouse town hall meeting.
Exactly. Everyone's on the same page.
I like it.
Everyone gets the big picture updates.
Okay, but what about those everyday tasks?
Yeah.
The things that you might forget after a training session.
Oh, he's got you covered.
Yeah.
He recommends creating role-specific cheat sheets.
Cheat sheets.
Yeah, like quick reference guides
Oh, okay.
for frequently used processes.
Like a mini instruction manual?
Exactly, right at your fingertips.
I like it.
And, of course, you got to have comprehensive standard operating procedures.
SOPs.
SOPs.
Gotta have those.
The unsung heroes of warehouse efficiency.
Seriously, they keep everything running smoothly,
They do.
especially when things get crazy.
Especially when things get crazy. But let's talk about the future.
Ooh, the future.
We've covered data analysis, time tracking training.
Yeah.
What's next on the horizon for warehouse efficiency?
What's coming up next?
What's coming up next?
Give me the scoop.
Okay, so this is where it gets really exciting.
Okay.
Aniket says we're on the cusp of a warehouse revolution,
A revolution. Okay.
driven by something called predictive analytics.
Predictive analytics sounds fancy.
It does sound fancy, but it's actually really cool.
Okay. Tell me more.
So is this like, those algorithms that recommend what to buy online?
Yeah. Like Amazon tells me I need a new pair of shoes.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's similar, but instead of recommending products, it's recommending actions.
Actions. Okay.
So imagine this. You're able to predict which days will be your busiest, even weeks in advance.
Oh, wow.
And then you can use that information to create an optimized roster.
So you know who to schedule when.
Exactly. Schedule your most efficient workers for those peak periods.
So no more scrambling to find extra help at the last minute.
No more scrambling, no more understaffing on those crazy days.
I love that.
And it gets even better.
Oh, there's more.
Predictive analytics can be used for everything, from inventory management to order fulfillment.
No way.
Imagine being able to anticipate potential bottlenecks before they even happen,
That would be amazing.
or optimize storage space based on predicted demand.
Wow. It's like having a crystal ball for your warehouse.
Exactly. You're seeing into the future and making proactive decisions.
That's incredible.
But it's not magic.
Right.
It's all about harnessing the power of data.
Data is king.
Data is king, and we're already collecting tons of information in our warehouses.
Yeah.
We've got order history, worker performance, inventory levels.
Right.
Predictive analytics just takes all that data and turns it into actionable insights.
So it's not about throwing out our existing systems. It's about making them smarter.
Exactly. And Aniket emphasizes that your WMS and your productivity tools should be seen as decision-making aids.
Okay.
Those reports and dashboards, they generate their gold mines of information.
Yeah, they are.
They can tell you which areas are performing well, where you're losing time and money, and even suggest strategies for improvement.
Wow. Okay. This is a lot to take in.
It is a lot, I know.
Can we just hit the pause button for a second and recap what we've learned so far?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, so we started by talking about the importance of looking beyond those basic warehouse metrics
Right.
and digging into labor costs and time utilization.
Remember, those hidden costs can be sneaky?
Yeah, they really can.
Then we talked about the importance of accurate time tracking,
Right.
capturing every single activity, even the ones that seem insignificant.
You can't analyze what you don't measure.
Exactly. And once you have that data, you can set up those awesome exception reports
Yes.
to flag potential problems before they become major headaches.
Love those exception reports.
We also talked about Aniket's emphasis on tailored training approaches.
Right.
Making sure your team is equipped to handle those efficiency upgrades.
Because even the best technology is useless if nobody knows how to use it.
Exactly. And finally, we got a glimpse into the future of warehouse efficiency with predictive analytics.
The future is now.
The future is now turning data into actionable insights and taking our decision-making to a whole new level.
It's all about leveraging technology, empowering our teams, and ultimately running smarter, more efficient warehouses.
I am feeling inspired. Wow, we covered a lot today.
We did a lot of ground.
Yeah, from time tracking
Mm-hmm.
all the way to
Predictive analytics.
predictive analytics.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing for me is
Yeah.
it's not about doing things faster.
Right.
It's about doing things smarter.
100%. It's about using the data to make those decisions.
Yeah.
To make those smart decisions and giving your team the tools and training.
Yes. And I think, a more efficient warehouse, it's not just about the bottom line.
Yeah.
It's about, everyone who works there too.
It makes life easier for everybody.
Yeah. Happier employees, smoother workflows, fewer late nights, trying to catch up,
Absolutely. Less stress all around.
less stress all around, and happier customers too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
When orders are fulfilled accurately and on time,
Everybody wins.
everybody wins. So I'd love to hear from our listeners.
Yeah.
What's resonating with you?
What are you thinking about?
What's one thing you can do tomorrow
Yeah.
to start implementing some of these ideas in your warehouse?
What's that one small step you can take?
Maybe it's finally tackling that time tracking overhaul
Ooh, good one. Yeah.
you've been putting off.
Or setting up an exception report.
Ooh, for your picking process.
Yes, love that.
Or maybe it's just having a conversation with your team about performance transparency.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, get everybody on the same page.
Get everyone on the same page, or creating that cheat sheet for that one process that everybody always forgets.
Yeah, love that.
Whatever it is, take that first step.
That first step is the most important one.
It is, because even small changes
Yeah,
can have a ripple effect
absolutely.
and lead to big improvements over time.
They really can.
So it's not about becoming an efficiency guru overnight.
Got it.
It's about continuous improvement,
Kaizen.
always looking for ways to do things better.
Love it.
And who knows?
Maybe someday we'll be talking about your warehouse
Yeah.
as a shining example of efficiency excellence.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We hope you gain some valuable insights and, you feel a little bit more motivated to conquer those warehouse challenges.
Those warehouse woes
Keep those shelves stocked, those orders flowing.
and those efficiency gains coming.
Keep it up.
Until next time, happy warehousing.
Thank you for joining us on the Win Solutions podcast. If today's episode sparked ideas or inspired change, we'd love to hear from you. Visit us at winsolutions.com or follow us on LinkedIn to explore more ways to optimize your operations and stay ahead in this ever-evolving industry. Until next time.